Hello, hello, hello. Excuse me, guys. This is not appealing. Jesus. Okay, y'all, we got a conversation today. Baby. Okay, I'm live on Facebook. We good. Excuse me. Okay, if I'm coughing, you already know it's about to be a vibe, okay? So, what's up? What's up, y'all? We are on Instagram, Facebook, and I believe YouTube. And I want to have a conversation with y'all because, baby, your girl been going through it. And it's funny because a lot of times when we are going through things, we don't think that other people will get it. We don't want everyone else to know because it's like, this isn't even important. This is just a typical thing that you go through. Hey, girl. But what I found out was when you are vulnerable and you share your vulnerability with the world, the universe literally opens up just an abundance of vulnerability for others, right? And the reason why I say that is because, y'all, let me tell you something. I want to make sure I can see the chat. I was just in my feelings. My daughter, she's 23, and she randomly just said, "Hey, I'm moving out." Now, mind you, there's some things that led up to it or whatever. But what I don't, not what I don't. What I think is that there's not much support for parents who are empty nesters. Hold up. Sound like my alarm just went off. Jasmine? But clearly she's here right now. Hold up, y'all. Let me check something. Checking my alarm real quick. Hold up, y'all. Give me a second. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, we're good. People don't talk much about empty nesters. They don't talk much even about co-parenting, like the transition of it, the ups, the downs, things of that nature. And this is the crazy thing, y'all. I started talking about how I felt about being an empty nester and her not being here. And mind you, y'all gonna think I'm a punk. I know y'all gonna think I'm a punk. Okay. She only was gone for 2 days. And she went to my mama house. So this might be premature, but it's not about it being premature. The biggest thing is, where is the safe space for the conversations, right? As I'm thinking about it, I'm like, dang, girl, you was tripping. She was only gone for, it was actually a day and a half. Dang. Anyway, but this is the thing. It's okay. Exactly, exactly. It's okay. And so it's okay if you're feeling some type of way about your child, your niece, your nephew. Let's say you're a caregiver of your nieces, your nephews. It's okay if you feel some type of way when, or even if you, yeah, I just got it. Even if you're a foster parent. No one talks about when foster parent has their kids and they get attached, right? And mind you guys, if you're on Instagram, join me. I'm gonna figure out how we can all join together. I'm about to be an empty nester. I'm not even sure how I feel. Girl, well, this is the thing. No one prepared me. I didn't prepare myself. But that's okay too, because now here we are talking about it, where now you can prepare yourself. And mind you, I was talking to my daughter earlier. I was like, some people be like, F them kids, right? And no shade, no tea. There's just the situation. But I became a parent at the age of 20, and that's all I know. So it's almost like grieving. You know what I mean? And so I want to ask you guys, how are y'all doing? Like, whether you've been a foster parent and you had to, not had to, the kids got reunited with their family, or you co parent. maybe you're newly divorced and you co-parent, or maybe you've been a single mom or a single dad all your life, and then all of a sudden the kids grow up, they move out, and you're like, who am I now? What are we doing? Right? So feel free to leave me a comment. I'm gonna find out because I'm using my Ecamm Live, but I also have my Facebook over here. Pop over on Instagram if you want to join the live. Just send me a request. I just want to start opening up space for these conversations because we're talking about everything else. We're talking about dating. We're talking about single life. We're talking about business. We're talking about parenting, just regular parenting. But what about the reactive parenting of you've been parenting all your life and now the kids are off to college or they move out, or they're in and out and you have to transition from maybe you're a helicopter parent. I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know who I'm talking to. Maybe you were a hands-off parent. And then all of a sudden now, okay, so we are on YouTube too. All of a sudden now, maybe your child's having some behavior issues or some mental health stuff going on. And now you went from being a hands-off parent and letting them live their life to now you gotta flip it and now you're more supportive, if you may. Because some kids are so independent that I mean, y'all, look, I was lying on applications and working at the age of 13. Okay. So I don't know if you could feel me, but like you telling me to do what? No, I'm grown. And mind you, my whole dynamic was way different. But I would love to hear from you guys. Like, how are y'all doing? Let me add my girl. So Facebook and YouTube, I'm going live with somebody, so you might hear her voice pop up over here if you want to join. I just accepted you to join. Um, yeah, you guys can definitely join. I think I just accepted y'all to join. Oh, there goes my girl Gail. Gail, you will be on camera. FYI, send a request, guys. Uh, but it's just I think for me, when you are a single parent and you're the only one that they go to, you're the only one that cares for them physically, if you may, and you've embedded and infused that in your life, it's hard to just turn that off and be like, "Oh, uh, good luck, figure it out." I can't do that. Okay? All right, I'm accepting y'all. I don't know why it's not um okay. I'm accepting y'all. But yeah, what questions do you have? Hey, Courtney.
Hey,
How are you doing?
I'm good.
It's so good to see you.
You too.
So how are you? Hey, Gail.
Oh my God.
You're fine. You're fine. You got it? Like, what about this topic resonates with y'all? Just curious.
Yeah, I'm like you. My daughter's 21 now. I had her at 21. She left for Texas, and I've called her a few times a week
Mm-hmm.
because and it's not that I'm trying to be that helicopter mom. I just want to know she's okay,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She is very responsible.
Mm-hmm.
She's on everything she needs to be on. It's just I miss you. You know what I mean? Like I want you here. But then there's my oldest son.
Okay.
He's 16.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we are at this point where he wants to be disrespectful, little inconsiderate, um, closed off. I gotta be strategic when I talk to him to try to get things out of him, right?
Yeah.
Him and his dad are like this right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in the middle.
That's how it usually goes when it's like they flip flop, right?
And I'm tired. Like, yeah. But I can't be because I have to keep going. I gotta keep helping. I gotta keep being the team player, the co-parent team player, right?
Right.
But it's hard because me and my ex get along and we talk a lot to try to figure out what can we do? What can we do? I'm telling him, hey, sometimes it's your delivery. I said, I know you don't always want to listen to me. I said, but I feel like if I have a good relationship with all three of our children, and you're kind of not getting along with one, how is it that you're not taking some of what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah.
I said, the way you come across, you're not going to get what you're looking for. He's not receiving you when you speak like that. And he's got all this pushback. And I'm like, look, I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah.
Well, I want you to, just be on my side. I cannot always be on your side when I feel like you are wrong sometimes. It's so hard.
Yeah, and you know what it reminds me of, Courtney? It reminds me of how co-parenting and communication is so important when they're little, because when they get big, you don't want to start having that disconnect or the continued disconnect, because this is the thing. Kids pay attention to everything, whether they're in the room, whether they in the car, whether they listening, or whether you on the phone with somebody else talking about their parent or whatever it is. And they hold that and they put it in a little cup and they put the top on the cup, and girl, they set that thing to the side until they need it, right?
I know.
And that's why no matter whatever has happened with me and her dad, I never, ever, 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 ever talked about him negatively in front of her or around her, because I wanted her always to form her own opinion. And they have a great relationship, but I think the biggest thing is for us as parents is to take care of us, so when things get rocking and rolling, we can still survive and still go to work, pay the bills, and take care of stuff. Otherwise, because if we start to go down the negative hole or the dark hole, then who coming to save us? I know ain't nobody coming to save me.
Yeah, me either.
Right?
But you're right about that, because he may see how we might talk to each other at times, and then, yeah, he used that. And he's like, oh, well, mama talking to him like that, and, maybe it's okay for me. Subconsciously, he's doing it.
Yes,
Right?
yes, yes.
So you are very correct.
Most definitely. What was it for you, Courtney, about my post that made you lean in? Because we haven't talked in, I would say, what, 4 or 5 years?
I have had so much happening within that time.
Oh, well, you ain't the only one, girl. Me too. Me
So
too.
much, Shauna. When I thought I was here, I went all the way down here. Now I'm
Yeah.
trying to get back up,
Yeah.
But that post, it triggered because, and I don't talk about this a lot, I don't get along with my mom. She's my adopted mom.
Okay.
I don't get along with her at all. And it triggered me because my grandmother had died and no one told me.
Wow. So
Yeah.
sorry.
And then I found out through a text from another family member, and it just brought up so much. And then in that same day, there was this issue with his dad and him. In that same day. And I'm just like, I can't. I can't right now.
Yeah.
I cried so much Saturday. I cried so much on Sunday. Because I'm just like, you know what? I got to reparent myself while I parent my three.
That is literally a thing.
And I don't think anybody realizes how hard that is. I didn't even realize that I had to reparent myself. I didn't realize it. And I've been reparenting myself since probably 30 something years old.
Wow.
So,
what are some things you do,
connected,
Courtney, for those that don't understand what reparenting is? And I know it sounds like common sense, but what are some things you do to reparent yourself?
Oh gosh, shadow work was the first thing. I don't know if people know about shadow work a lot, but it's basically revisiting situations from your childhood to try to reprocess it. You got to feel all the emotions of it, and then you have to try to work through it. And it could be multiple situations that you've had, through your childhood, that you have to revisit those situations. You have to write it down. You have to cry about it. You might have to talk about it. I started doing that probably around 2019. And from that point on, so much came up. I was like, I got to reparent myself because I wasn't mothered in the proper way.
Mm,
When you don't know your biological mom and
yeah,
then your adoptive mom doesn't tell you she loves you and gives you love and affection, you're reparenting yourself,
most definitely.
right?
Wow. And it's just so crazy, Courtney, because I know we come off as like those strong women, and we are. But I always say that being strong is not a flex or a badge of honor, it's actually a cry for help. Because we don't really want to be strong. We've always had to be strong. And inner child healing, reparenting is a real thing. It could be as simple as walking outside in the grass or going skating because you really always wanted to go in middle school and you never got to because XYZ. Like reparenting is, it could be so small, but it could be so big. And I know with you being adopted, that's a whole nother layer of reparenting and overcoming potential trauma, abandonment issues, the whole nine. So I just, from when I met you at KU, and like we haven't talked in a while, but it's so funny when I see your face. That's my girl. Like we don't even have to talk. That's just the vibe. In my opinion, that's just how Black people are. But um, what I'm learning from this whole empty nester thing is that you gotta know that you still matter and that your kids are not everything, because they're gonna go off, live their life, have families, bump their head, get their own accolades and things. And if we get so fixated on them, then where will we find us?
Hmm.
Right? And mind you, I'm up here doing all the things, and it ain't even been 72 hours. But I had to get it out of my mouth and get it out of my heart because literally it was just weird. And I think because I didn't have any transition time, it was very abrupt, like 2 days. Hey, I'm doing this. Mind you,
Yeah.
mind you, I left my mom's house at 18. I was running to leave. My daughter's 23. So how I looked at it, I said, you had 5 more years with her than you potentially wasn't even supposed to have, because most kids or some kids leave as soon as they hit 18, depending on the health of the relationship, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
So, hey guys, if you guys want to join the conversation, click the link, join us. This is just literally a impromptu conversation about co-parenting and empty nesting and reparenting, because I love that you added that to the mix, Courtney.
Yeah, somebody said it sounds like he's frustrated. Yeah, like my son's very frustrated. And I think what led to that fallout on Saturday with his dad was, and I told his dad, you have a pattern of being forgetful. You have a pattern of falling asleep. And he's like, well, when I do something wrong, it's just the worst thing in the world. I said, because you're consistently doing certain things. I said, and I'm trying to show you. But where I was wrong, and I can admit, I shouldn't have said it in front of my son.
Hmm.
I was so upset that day. I'm like, y'all getting on this. Everybody's on my nerves. And I gotta say this right now. I can't wait, right? But I should have. And I have to learn how to react better in the moment, right? That's one of my biggest things with myself
Hmm.
is reacting better in the moment, being more mindful in the moment to have a better reaction or to wait or whatever the case. I have to work on that because again, like you said, he's watching me,
Yeah.
and then he's gonna use that later for some Elmo or whatever, and I don't want that. I want him and his dad to be good. I want to know that y'all are good, and I don't have to be in between none of this. Like, stop.
Yeah,
I don't want it.
you also got to remember that you're human too, though, Courtney, and
Oh gosh,
we
so much of it.
we are not perfect, and we are going to slip up. But this is the thing: when we are under stress and we haven't been doing our self-care or our reparenting work, we will be more susceptible and more irritable and easily triggered and easily moved. So if that happened, you got to forgive yourself.
Hey,
And
Neville, how
if
you find me? I'm sorry. I went to middle school with him. Hey,
because you went live, girl, we met in high school, girl. But yeah, please forgive yourself and keep it moving, dog, because if you keep dwelling on that, there's not gonna be any growth. You know what I mean?
Neville. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we're not robots. We're human. We have hearts, right?
yeah.
Um, so hey guys, we're just literally chatting about empty nesting and co-parenting. So Courtney, this is the thing though.
Mhm.
I posted this something like this on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Threads, and on all 4 platforms, people were coming out of the woodwork sharing how they resonated and their sentiments about it. So I wanted to ask you something. Why is this thing not talked about more?
I don't know. And I feel like this is the catalyst for me.
Mhm.
I was sitting here before our live and I was reading another post and I said, I may not be here to have this great career where I make so much money. I may be here to break curses and to have those uncomfortable conversations
Mm.
because I'm not afraid to have them at this point.
Yeah.
Because I feel for me, I need to live my raw, unapologetic self. I need
Mhm.
to. No one that has validated me, protected me, loved me in the way that I needed to. So me reparenting myself, I'm gonna tell the truth. And like I told my mom in a past conversation, I'm gonna speak truth to power
Mm.
because no one else is doing it, and I'm going to do it. I said all the hard conversations y'all don't want to have that are so taboo in the family, I'm gonna do it
Yeah.
because it needs to be done. Y'all are walking around in dysfunction constantly, and I can't stand it. When I ask certain questions, y'all want to brush it off. We're not doing that no more. So for me, it's important, not just for myself, but for my children. I want them to see that whatever you go through, whatever trauma you've had, you can come out of it.
Yeah.
Is it hard? Yeah. It's
Yeah.
been real hard for me.
Girl, it's real hard for the world. Like, my business is called Healing While Building.
Oh, yes. And
You
I love that.
Yeah, thank you. You don't have to do it in a silo. You don't have to heal first before you build your life, build your business, build your relationship, build your spirituality or your walk with God. It can be done in tandem. It can be done simultaneously. And I think having safe space, whether it's one person, 5 people, or 500 people, doesn't matter. Getting it out is a part of healing.
Mhm.
And doing it in community is a part of healing.
So I want to ask you what pushed you to build your business? Like what were you going through at that time where you said, I'm gonna heal and build at the same time?
Yeah, so honestly, I noticed that that was what all my clients were faced with when they were working with me. So I'm up here helping them build their mindset and work on their business. And literally, the root of all of their mindset blocks, like 95%, was childhood dysfunction and unresolved childhood trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So as I'm helping them get to the root cause, that's what it is. I'm like, okay, well, guess what? We're going to have to work on this and work on the business. And literally, it's been a game changer because most people are serving the older version of them.
Yeah.
So if you're struggling with confidence, right? More than likely, the person might have been bullied in the past or had confidence issues in the past, and now that they've mastered or they've overcome whatever the issue was, they're helping others overcome it too. So for you, Courtney, you just made the statement, I may not be on this earth to make all this money, da 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 da. First of all, even people who are millionaires and billionaires still have issues, and most of them are not even happy. Secondly, worthiness does not equate to what's in your bank account. And thirdly, I think you would be a phenomenal coach or advocate, fill in the blank on what title you want to call it, to help people who've been through the same things that you've been through. And as long as you at step 1 or 2, you can help somebody who's at step 0.5.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They rather work with someone like you than someone who just went to school and got a certificate, but they never really did the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a part of monetizing your gifts. The thing that you love to do, that you do with your eyes closed, that you are truthful about, that you are ready to literally shake the nations with, you can get paid for doing that. And there's people out there literally looking for you, but they probably can't find you because you're not showing up in that capacity yet.
You're right. You're so right. And remember when we reconnected on Facebook, how I was starting my business and
Mhm.
all of this, right?
Mhm.
Childhood trauma will get in the way of you continuing what you started. To be so completely raw, like I started and stopped so many things.
Yeah.
Because this trauma got in the way. This was a lot. This happened. And I'll just be like, I'm tired of that. How do I still continue to go, even with all this stuff happening around me? It's such a challenge for me because I'm like, I could be so much further, doing so much more. But the minute this something gets in the way, I'm depressed. I'm down.
Yeah.
It's going to take me a few days to get back there, and it's a pattern for me at this point. Even Saturday, I just knew it. I was like, I'm about to be down for a few days. I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And so when I seen your question and I just popped in, I was like, nope, I'm gonna answer the question. I'm gonna get on the live. I need to let this go some way. And I don't want to be down for too long. I got some stuff to do this week.
Yeah. And this is the beauty of being obedient. I was obedient to be vulnerable and share what I was going through in that moment. Didn't care about how many likes, responses, etc. I did what my heart told me to do. You seen it. You could have been like, yeah, But you stopped, replied, you were obedient, and here we are. We're not focused on the end result. What is the conversation about? Who all gonna be there? You gonna be there. I'm gonna be here. We're here. And you let the rest flow. And it's funny because you said, oh, I know I'm gonna be down a couple days. It's okay to be down as long as you don't stay down.
Right.
We are deserving of rest. We are deserving of getting somewhere and letting it all hang out, whether you crying or whatever. But we dust ourselves off and we try again. Because the thing about it is, if we don't take a pause, it's going to come out inadvertently anyways, in a way where what I call drug, sex, and rock and roll. In a negative way. We see people every day that wear a mask, like everything's peachy keen, everything's perfect, and they're going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs inside.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why what you see is what you get. I might cuss here and there. I might do some comedy. I might be funny. I might be dancing. That's all inner child healing and reparenting.
You're right.
Right? Even going to try a new food that you never really tried, but you're curious about it. Because I love you. You have a childlike spirit. That's what I remember. That's what I remember about you. And child, ain't no telling what kind of spirit you know I got. Cause girl, back when I was 16, 17, ain't no telling. But anyway, you've been reparenting yourself since you came out the womb. Bar.
Yep.
So give yourself credit. This is your assignment and you get to do your assignment how you choose. But I think when we start to be so hard on ourselves, you gotta let up, because I always say this: ain't nobody coming to save us.
So what do you think is triggering your daughter to want to move out now?
Well, she's 23. And honestly, she keeps saying, I'm 23, I'm 23, I'm 23. But honestly, age ain't nothing but a number. That was not a cliche. However, when kids are stubborn, when people are stubborn, because I was stubborn too, some people got to bump their head. Because when you run away from basically your own apartment where you ain't really got no responsibilities to go and struggle, then all that means is I don't care where I need to go, but I don't want nobody telling me what to do. I don't want nobody asking me questions. And sometimes we've outgrown the nest. It's time to go.
Yeah.
Right? And there's some other things going on that I'm not privy to share, but in short, I'm just remembering that what was I doing at 15, 16? She ain't even did some of the things at 23 that I was doing at 15, 16, 17. So she's doing great. And if someone wants their space and their boundaries, whoever that is, significant other, your supervisor, your pet, your kid, let them take it. Because guess what? They're going to take it anyway.
You're right. Neville, do you want to join? Because yes, you do have a 20-year-old son, and you said that you have to let him bump and hit his head to learn. If you want to join, I would love to know, like, what are your struggles? Because I always tell my ex-husband this. He'd be like, I feel bad when I cry as a man. Why? M- Males are the number one people that commit suicide. Y'all don't talk enough. What is wrong with crying?
I
I don't
just
understand it.
I just invited you, Neville. And Courtney, to answer that question, I think it would be unfair for us to even try to understand it. We'd have to hear from men. Oh, is that
Yes,
Neville?
I definitely want to
Okay.
hear from men.
We I thought we we would have to hear from a man. So let's let Neville share. How you doing, Sam?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. No, I'm just listening. I don't know what the hell I clicked on, but I'm just listening to some of the points, and I get it. I mean, I've been knowing Courtney for a long time, and it's been those, I know that situation you talking about with your mom. It's been bothering you since we were little. So, yeah, it kind of. And then as a father, yeah, I do have certain issues, and I feel like people say, "Oh, you're a great dad. You're this, you're that." But in my heart, I'm like, man, it's a lot more I could have done to be better. But I also got to realize, God, the situations and stuff, how everything play out in life. Sometimes they don't allow you to be better. Now, if I was worse, then that'd be a different situation. But my son got to school, he got a job, he working, got his own bought his own car. A lot of times he don't think that I'm proud of him. And that hurts me as a father because man, I put so much work into this to make sure that you're on top of your game. So if I ever leave this world, I know you're gonna be taken care of. But I still feel like it's more I could have done. I could have spent more time with him.
Yeah.
Certain things he liked that I may not like or have time to do. And sometimes feel bad, like, man, I wish I could have made more time to kind of get that bond with him. So that's where it's hard for me as a father, trying to balance work life, paying bills, and make time for the kids at the same time. It's hard. And then I also got to understand reality. Sometimes life don't allow us to do that.
Yeah. I think for me, I know that nothing I could do can change the past, but it's what can you do going forward and try to bring them there because I believe life happens for us, not to us. And everything we've been through, no matter how hard, I'm telling you, it happened for a reason and it's for you and the universe. So with the things that we've been faced with, if we just sit with it and not do anything about it and just complain about it, that's where the problem arises. But when you say, you know what, this happened, this is what I learned about it, I want to help others, I'm not going to repeat the cycle, that's where you get that positive energy and that consistent flow of breakthrough for everybody. And I think when we don't got nobody supporting us and giving us that positive affirmation, that's when we start to kind of go in that inconsistent turn because we're not robots or soldiers. We're human. And there's going to be bad days where we flash or we act a fool or we do XYZ, but that doesn't mean that that's your entire story. It's just like one page in your book.
Or that situation or that particular moment.
Yeah.
The one thing I do think, like you said, it's not about the past. It's probably pretty much about what we do going forward. And sometimes these kids nowadays they are a little more closed off on talking about their problems and issues and stuff. And you kind of gotta beat it out of them, or argue with them to get it out of you. But that argument energy just creates another argument, and you really never even get to really prove the point that you're trying to see what's going on with them.
Yeah.
So I made it a vow to myself that I'm gonna try to do better, even though my son is still 20. I'm gonna try to, hey, we're gonna have to make some days to where we gonna do something you wanna do. Or just to try to spend that time. But it's something I also gotta work at and creating that time for that to happen too. Because even though he's grown, y'all still can hang out and have that time with one another still. For sure. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, you should. You should. Mm-hmm. So I get it, parenting. It is hard, man. Especially, I think me and my son, our main issue is money. When you talk to him about how to manage money, because I get what you were saying. Like you said, money don't make us happy. Fuck, like, excuse my language, like she said, it's rich. The richest people in the world got so many different rich people issues, the bottom, that we don't get to see that. We just see they got money and they got a lavish lifestyle, but deep down, they like, damn, I'm going through hell trying to keep all this high living up, or, I got some other kind of issues that we don't even deal with. Mm-hmm. So it's more about, to me, about making yourself happy and doing the right thing, something positive every day, man. Because and self work on yourself, self reflect and work on myself, So
Facts.
it's something I've been trying to work on.
That's awesome. So look, guys, I'm gonna wrap up, but it's clear that this conversation needs to continue. And Courtney, you know how to reach me. I'm rooting for you. I see you supporting other women in the ways that you're supporting yourself when you're ready. Because the best thing that we can do is teach what we learn and teach what we know. That will literally give back to yourself and make you feel more valuable and invested in yourself first, and then everybody else gets the overflow. So I'm glad. I mean, who knows, maybe this conversation was just for us to reconnect. And it was really nice meeting you, Neville. I do have a question for you though. She really quick, she mentioned about men not crying. What do you think that stems from? Or men not wanting to cry or being vulnerable, like embracing that basically.
As a man, it's never funny, or I mean, men do cry. We do cry. It's just, it's weird because I didn't even cry at my mom's funeral. I didn't cry at my mom's funeral. And I don't know. I wonder, certain people, like, say, for instance, my grandma's funeral, I cried. It's my brother's funeral, I didn't cry. Shit, but want to break my heart, I may cry alone by myself, and it's a sign of weakness. It's a sign of weakness. And sometimes it's okay for a man to show that sign, but I think majority of us are more want to be the manly type that we don't cry in front of people, or maybe this is what we cry when ain't nobody around. So that way you don't never. So you get your weakness moment out in your lonesome, you rejuvenate, and then you come back out stronger. Maybe that's the situation. As I know, for me as a man, if I had to cry, if depending on the situation, if I would cry in public or if I would cry alone in my lonesome, and then just heal myself that way. Because a lot of men feel like crying is a sign of weakness as a man. Yes, but it's okay to cry as a man for sure. And even to show that, I've had to learn as a younger man. Not saying a woman wants to cry baby or something, but a woman like it when a man can show his weakness and cry. Does that make sense? It does. But what was told to me was, and what I've heard other men say is, I don't want to cry in front of my woman because it does show weakness and she may use that against me later. I don't ever want to show my woman that, I'm down, because she might think that, he's not as strong as I think he is. But I challenge women to show up for your husband, your guy, your partner, whatever, to allow him that, because he's not doing it with his friends. He's not going to cry in front of his friends. So how come he can't cry with his woman in his safe space? I just feel like your woman should be your safe space, and she should know subconsciously and consciously he's still strong no matter what. Right. Allow him that space to cry, to feel in the moment. That's what I always tried with my ex-husband, but he was just so hell bent on it. And even now, he'll cry sometimes, but it's it's like, oh, I hate that I did that. And I'm like, no, it's okay. I keep trying to tell it's okay. Do it. Question. If he cried in front of you, would you use that as a weapon in an argument?
No.
And I don't think I ever have. Like in hindsight, I don't even think I ever have.
Yeah, so Kelvina said that takes work with him feeling safe with his woman. So honestly, and then I'll let Tony jump in. Back in the day growing up, like when my brothers would cry, they would be called like a sissified. They'd be called a sissy or like you a punk, quit crying. So when that's instilled in their psyche growing up, it continues to flourish. And then when they meet a woman like you or me, or a woman with high emotional intelligence who's doing their inner work, who understands that crying is a release and it's a safe space, no matter the gender, they don't trust that. Hence what she said, they got to build trust. So it's like, if my mama did XYZ and said this to me for crying, why all of a sudden did you, a woman that ain't even no relation to me, is gonna be okay with me doing that? It's just like a disconnect, right? And so the trust got to be there. What are your thoughts, Tony?
Well, I wasn't here long, but I caught the part about the crying part, of course. So I didn't want to have just my guy up here by himself explaining that. And I also don't want to be too long-winded. So the first thing, I always go back to like slavery. The men had to, don't cry. You had to show strength. You had to, kind of don't make any noise. You know what I'm saying? So it start there. Then if you move forward in our communities, we always see it. I'm a product of a single mom. Yeah. So when you're a single mom, you don't have time. Number one, you're not equipped. Number one, you're not equipped to raise this boy. And then you have to make sure that he's tough, because you don't have any reinforcement when he gets into a fight or he's bullied or something. You just got to be like, be tough. Fight, don't cry. You got to show face, right? But they don't know how to be like, let me fall off the bike and get a scrape on my knee. You'll be fine. Get up. You'll be okay. Now, when it gets further, when I start to come with you with a problem and you can't fix it, you're going to deflect kind of what's going on at that moment, and you just want me to stop crying. You're not breaking it down to explain to me that it's okay to cry, that it's okay. Instead of it being weakness, it's vulnerability. That's what I like to use. Right. It's me being vulnerable. So even y'all brought up the issue about I've cried in front of a woman. Now, I have two relationships where I have kids by one woman, I have kids by another. My first one would, oh, you crying again. Oh, you just being weak, and you'll do all that to me. So now when I move on to maybe the next person or any other interaction, now I'm a little reserved and to showing that side, because you've already used it against me to be like, well, he ain't here crying again. He ain't here using that, thinking I'm going, and they're always thinking that we're trying to get over, but we're really hurt. We're really vulnerable and trying to let you into how we feel. Now, of course, I'm 41. My oldest daughter is 19. So we have 19, and I have three boys. So my daughter's 19, and I have 15, 10, and 5. I have a nice gap between all of my boys. So I'm able to get the, preteen, high school, going through, this different things, that the kids have to go through when they have to deal with the higher level of peers now. You're fighting, y'all jonesing on each other, y'all roasting each other, y'all doing all these things. Now I have my 10-year-old, but he's going through the bullying aspect. Now the bigger kids are saying stuff to him. Then I have my 5-year-old, where he's the baby, and the mom is the helicopter mom. So she doesn't want him to get hurt. She doesn't want him to be sad. She doesn't want him to cry. And me, I'm like, yo, get them bumps. Get them scrapes. Go through these things so you can, when you get older, you're able to deal with them. because I've dealt with this things with my mom because me being a single parent that I had to explain to my mom, like, Mom, you did a bad job. Not saying you did a bad job all the way across the board, but you did a bad job in raising me to tell me that, yeah, don't cry. Oh, suck it up. But we didn't digest those emotions afterwards. We didn't. You didn't give me a space where explaining to me it's okay to cry or it's okay to worry about certain things and then to bounce back from it. Mm-hmm. So it's like when it comes to emotional intelligence, when it comes to guys, I'm a tattoo artist. Just to let you guys know. So I deal with female clients. I deal with male clients. And my thing is like ink therapy. When you come to me, I want to share as much as possible. I want to talk to you. I want to hear what you got going on so I can possibly help you, get through things. And one more thing before I go to is I tell people that I sometimes take shrooms. Shrooms is not like a recreational thing for me though. It's not something I just do just to, get high and have a good time. This is the cleanest cry I've ever had. Where I'm not, my eyes are not red, my nose is not stuffy. I'm just having a happy cry. Exactly, a happy cry about whatever it is. It can be a happy moment, it can be a sad moment, but I get through all of those things, and no one is judging me, saying like, "Oh, here he go on here crying again." Or what are you talking about? I don't want to hear it. It's like most people that give you that uncomfortability is because they're not comfortable with sharing their own, mental things that they go through. So y'all talking about, this empty nester thing, co-parenting, mental health, all of these things is things that I've dealt with throughout time. And I just feel like, I just wanted to come up here and share just a couple of these things and, also let you guys know that there's other people out here that deal with this same thing every single day. Yeah. Men and women, for sure. Men and women. Yes.
Thank you so much.
And I also want to add that it's not like this war against male and female. I get tired of seeing that on social media. It's just about us understanding both sides. Yeah. A man handles things a certain way, women handle things a certain way. It doesn't mean that women are going to cry more, or men are going to cry less. It's not even that. It's just that we both need to be open to one another and talk to each other so we can understand how we both function.
Yeah, and have more.
One thing, sorry, one thing, Courtney, he said something there that I really want to touch on too. It's more about sometimes too saying when you cry, how does your partner reciprocate you crying? You know, are they like, hey, baby, it's all right, I got you. It's going to be cool, or are they just like, man, you all right over there? Like, looking at you crying. They ain't even coming to comfort you or to help you in that situation. So it might not make you want to open up, like you say, the next time because of how you reciprocated it the first time. It shuts that down going forward a little bit.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. There was something I was gonna say. Oh, that's why we need more conversations like this that are quote unquote co-ed, if you may. As you guys see, there was no bashing of anybody, baby mama, baby daddy, girl, boy, none of that. Because the conversation is around parenting. And anybody can be a parent or a caregiver. Because just because you didn't birth someone doesn't mean you're not a parent or a caregiver. I even realized foster care parents. Foster parents, when do they get their closure when a kid reunites with their family that they didn't have for a month, 2 months, or even 5 years? It's not. It's on to the next. Fix the room. Let's get your next one. So like that literally just came to my mind as we were sitting here talking. So for time's sakes, I want to thank you guys. Courtney, thank you because I believe you know both of these guys, right?
No, I don't know Tony, but now I do.
Okay.
No, I'm one of your followers.
Oh, one of my followers.
Okay. I don't even. Yeah, I've been following you for years.
Okay, bet. Well, thank y'all so much. If this conversation was helpful, I'm literally about to repost the replay. Whether you're here live or on the replay, let us know what resonated and if we should do this again. I just love providing safe space for people to learn and grow.
You did something that I always want to do as a man, for real. I keep saying I need to do that. Start me a podcast where it's just open up for adult questions, anything anybody going through in life, parenting, or, just what if they have a question, yes, you should most definitely do it again. Yes.
Awesome.
Listen,
And
anything that got to do with men's health or parenting, please feel free to send me the live. I'll jump right in.
that and consult with Korea. She's an empty nester too. Her son is doing amazing in college. So again, y'all, give yourself grace. And some parents be like, F them kids. That will never be me. At least most of the times it'll never be me. But but like
From time to time.
I said most of the time it will never be me. Okay. Here's the thing. I only got one, so it'll be F that. Never mind. Anyway, we doing so good. Look, we doing so good. We doing so good. All right. Y'all have an amazing night. Keep fighting the good fight. We'll talk soon. Peace out.
God bless. God bless.
Wow, that was so good. Look, I'm gonna replay this. If you enjoyed it, whether you hear live on the replay, on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, let me know how y'all liked it. All right. Y'all have an amazing night. Bye.